Hey guys, what's going on? Underground Geek here. So I got a book to talk about. I've also got another video coming up later on. What I was going to do later on is I was going to talk about a comparative video of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers versus Go-Go Power Rangers. The two series that they have going right now, and kind of compare them. That way you can kind of tell what's what. But I want to talk about a different book right now. Bonehead #2 by Top Cow and Image. If you've watched my first video about it, you know kind of what it's about. It's almost an anime or a manga. I should say manga. But it's like American style. And the reason I say that is because the characters are very flamboyant, over-the-top colors. The way they act is very Japanese culture-like. And their parkour style fighting is kind of reminiscent of that. And I think most of the people working on it are of Oriental descent. But it's been a very, very fun book so far. The first book was very good because you got the introduction of some new characters. You got the introduction of the main character. And then this book kind of centers more around telling you more about his partner and also more about him, and then an introduction of a villain. So it's pretty cool. The cover is pretty awesome because you get the first look at Black Death. Black Death is who they keep assuming that 56, the main character, is, because their helmets are so similar. And there's a reason behind that. But so let's get into this. The book was created by Machine 56. The writer is Brian Edward Hill. The artist is Roald Marcellus. The colorist is Sakti Uwano. And the cover artist is Roald Marcellus again. The letter is Yaka 80, and the graphics is by Komodo. Let's try to say all those names 5 times fast. So as we get into this, we're left off from the first issue. The sentry, or the policeman that followed 56 back to his lair, is now talking to his partner Aleph. And then right off the bat, we get this sentence right here. Right now, I'm not a police officer. Right now, I'm your brother. And then we get his name, Hideki Cray, Gladiator 32. So that's what the policemen are called, gladiators. And he says, don't lie to me, what's going on? And then Aleph, we finally get his name, Aleph Cray. And then we also get the backstory of 56 a little bit. Well, not really a backstory, but currently what's going on with him. 56 is messed up, okay? And before he had the helmet, he couldn't walk, couldn't talk. But Cray was able to give him, or Adelph was able to give him a digital voice, and the helmet is able to amplify his body so that he can move. So it's quite good for him. And then the police officer brother is arguing that this is dangerous, this is against the law, you shouldn't be doing these kind of things. And he says he might have the power to free the city, you know. And what he's talking about is the corporation, which is really the police force, is ruling everything. And what they're not ruling, the gangs are ruling. So it's kind of like a warlord kingdom. And you just have these two warring factions, the gangs versus the corporation. And the regular people are caught in the middle. But you know, it's very interesting to do that. And now you've got these two brothers that are at odds. And then we get the revelation that the police brother was Black Death. And then we get the backstory, the images of him as Black Death. And his costume's awesome. And really all his costume is joggers, a hoodie, and the helmet and jeans. But it's awesome because it's black with a white writing on it. I mean, it's just really, really cool. So that he was saying, you know, I need to do this. We need to have him help the city. And he says, well, you give me everything on him. You give me all the data, where he goes, what he's doing, everything. And he says, well, are you letting me do this? And he's like, I don't know, but check this drug out. There's this new drug on the street. It's called Vivid. I need you to investigate it. And he knows his brother is the only one that can help because he's so techie. And so he's got him investigating that. He's talking about the effects of it. Pretty much eventually it drives you insane. It messes with your bonehead, which is your helmet. All the helmets are called boneheads. and they amplify your abilities, and this is doing something to them, and eventually they always go insane. So then they have an emergency. They have to send out 56. He says, are you going to let me send him out? And he says, fine, send him. And so then he leaves. 56 is activated. He goes on the run to get the drone, like the first episode, or like the first issue. And I don't know why the drone is always out. I guess maybe he slipped up and lost it last issue. I can't remember. But then as he catches the drone, we see again Pumpkin Juice from the issue 1. Pumpkin Juice is a very funny character because he's off the wall flamboyant, just like his costume. Talks a lot. And he's a stark contrast to 56, which doesn't talk at all. And so he's trying to stop him. He's like, "Hey, wait up, man! I want to talk to you. I put that drone there for you to find. Just hold on, man. I want to talk. I want to talk." And so 56 is not having it. He's running from him, and Pumpkin Juice just cannot keep up. He tries to jump, doesn't make it. 56 has to save him, and then promptly 56 leaves again before he can catch up to him. And so then we have a cut scene where Gladiator 32 is, or Cray, I should say, is at his apartment. He's, resting from the night, and he's very, this is the introduction to the character. He's very job oriented because right when he gets there, he's like, I want, turn on the news. I need to search for cobwebs, the mindless. We're talking about that drug. And he wants to know everything about it. He's obsessed with it. He wants to stop this drug. And at the same time, he pulls something out from under the bed, and it's a case holding his old Black Death helmet. And that's a big, thing right there, because it's like, why does he still have this helmet? If he's so oriented towards being a cop now and not being Black Death like he preached to his brother earlier in the issue, why does he still have this token of his past? So he's talking to the helmet. He's kind of reasoning with himself. He's like, what do I do? What if you lived in that area with that drug and you had no other choice? You had nowhere to go. Who helps you then? And so you see a picture of his police helmet and badge and his old Black Death helmet at the same time. So he's wrestling with both these two parts of his life, which is a very cool duality story for this police officer, which would really just be a background side character, but they're able to introduce a personality to him, so you get to kind of see the background of his character. And so at the same time, Pumpkin Juice goes back to his gang hangout, which is the Kangs. They be some Kangs around here. And we finally get introduced to the different Kings. They all have similar helmets to 56, except they're styled different, styled flamboyant. And as I'm looking around at these different characters, everybody's very different personality wise, judging by their costumes. One may even be a female, I can't tell by looking, but and then we also see one of them that is almost clearly a tribute to Red X from Teen Titans, which I thought was really cool. But Pumpkin Juice runs to him and says, "I found him. The mysterious Bonehead, the one that saved me twice. His tag is 56. He moves like Black Death." And he says, and then the boss man says, "Does he? Well, then let's see if he moves better than me." And we get the introduction of Tyrant, which is the big daddy boss of the group, the Kangs. So it's to be continued after this. I like the costume of Tyrant. It's very cool. He's bad A. It's awesome. I love the boots. Love the black leather. It's cool. So I pretty much like all of these characters at this point. I mean, they're all pretty awesome. And then, we get some previews of some more issues. We also get a preview of, I can't read the cover there, but we get a preview of it. And the cover for Bonehead 3 does look pretty cool, I gotta say, because we get the introduction of this other character that has like an oversized fist, which is pretty awesome. That's obviously going to be his favorite weapon of choice. But so far this series has been very fun. Not much happened action wise this issue, but it kept me entertained. And visually, it was stimulating as well, because some people say, well, art isn't the biggest thing in the book. I would argue art is 70% of the book. 30% writing, 70% art, because if I can't get into a book because of the art, that's a problem. And that does happen to me a lot. I was reading some other books, like I read The Chair, and I was flipping through the pages and I was like, I can't get into this. This art is rough. And then, you'll read some new Marvel books, and it doesn't even matter if the story's bad, because the art just sucks so bad. So that's a big part of my drawing to a book, is the art. And this art isn't like just fantastic, it's more digital based, but it's fun because I really like the costumes. The helmets and all that stuff are awesome. I love the techie kind of techno-noir, new style, edgy feel that they're going with the book. So definitely check it out. This is Bonehead issue 2. I hope you liked the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I should have some videos later on today. I got to do my news video, so that's going to be a big one. But all right, guys, see you guys later. Underground Geek out.